Hello, today I'm playing Bendy and the Ink Machine. This will be a completely blind run. I know very little about this. So let's jump in. Dear Henry, it seems like a lifetime since we worked on cartoons together. 30 years really slips away, doesn't it? If you're back in town, come visit the old workshop. There's something I need to show you. Your best pal, Joey Drew.
Alright, Joey. I'm here. Let's see if we can find what you wanted me to see.
This game really reminds me of the very old Disney cartoons, such as the very first one, Steamboat Willy. Played a game called Epic Mickey, and in that, the main villain is a guy called Oswald the Lucky Rabbit. In Disney's history, he was supposed to be the mascot until Mickey Mouse actually got it. And so the storyline is about how Oswald wishes to get revenge against Mickey for stealing the spotlight. Oswald, as a result, became completely unknown and very few people know about him now, whereas Mickey is one of the most famous characters that have ever existed now.
Hey, here's my old desk. I wasted so much time in this chair.
The art style for this very much reminds me of Steamboat Willie, which was the very first Disney cartoon, I believe. It was Mickey Mouse's very first appearance. Also the first appearance of Pete as well. If you've ever played Kingdom Hearts, he often appears a lot.
So this is the ink machine, huh? Wonder how you turn it on.
There are two parts to this game. Chapter 1, which I'm playing right now, is completely free to play. Whereas Chapter 2, you have to pay for. It's about £2.50. I have bought that, so I will be going through the entirety of this. I noticed in the controls it says left mouse button is weapon. That's quite unusual. I thought this would be like Amnesia, where you don't get any sort of combat at all. Where if there is a threat, such as this Bendy guy here, then what happens is you just run away. But looks like I may be wrong. Bendy in Little Devil Darling.
Oh my god. Joey, what were you doing?
Well, I say this is a blind run. At one point I did see a video of this game. It was literally only like 1 minute. And I saw this guy here, who very much reminds me of Goofy. In terms of who Bendy is or who these characters are, I know absolutely nothing of them. Oh, there he is. He's Boris the Wolf, Bendy in Sheep Songs. Who's laughing now? I'm trying to open these doors, but most of them are locked, very much like Silent Hill, where practically every single door is locked or broken. I'm noticing a lot of repeated assets at the moment. This wall with all the, looks like pieces of paper stuck to the wall, I've seen about 4 times now. Ink pressure, flow. Pressing the button, but I can't make it flow unless I have to turn it on beforehand. One thing I can do is follow the pipeline around. I must apologise for my absence from YouTube. It's been about 1 month since I last played. There are 2 reasons for why it's been so long since my last video. First reason was university, which is now over and done with. And now that that's done, I was like, great, now I get more time for myself. And then hay fever season struck, which is the second reason. I don't like making videos if my voice is really bad. I know my voice isn't that good right now, but I didn't want to take absolutely ages before my latest video.
Alright, how do I get this to work?
The game's given me a tip, which is collect the needed objects. 6 items in total, which is some sort of gear, a wrench, a book, a little doll of Bendy, a music symbol, and ink itself. This is very weird why a doll and a book is required to fix an ink machine, or oh dear, hello there.
Who put this here?
I'm quite surprised to see voice acting in this game. It's not something I expected. Looks like they pulled out Boris's heart, but I wonder where it's gone. Potential missed opportunity with Mr. Boris here. It would be cool if one of the 6 items was actually inside where his heart would be. If you could see Bendy's head sticking out like the little doll you need to collect. The illusion of living. Unfortunately, all of these doors look exactly the same. It's gonna be quite an annoying quest for me, trying to open every single door and seeing what ones actually do open. As long as it's not Silent Hill bad, we'll be okay, I reckon. I got an achievement. Corona Tuna. wonder who's been lighting all these candles. That's something I always wonder in a lot of games. You're in these ancient ruins that no living soul have been in for about 8,000 years, and yet all the candles are still completely lit. I remember that happened in Skyrim as well, but they tried to justify it in that by saying that the undead kept maintenance, where they got candles for the last several or whatever thousand years. I do not know. As for other games I wish to play once I'm done with indie, I was a Kickstarter backer for the game Perception. It's only got like 65 Metacritic, which is a bit disappointing. I really expected it would have done better, but I'd like to play through that anyway just to see what it's like. And because I backed the game over 2 years ago. I was also a backer for Ukulele, and that was in 2015. I didn't like that game though, unfortunately. I believe in August, Spooky's Jump Scare Mansion are coming out with Steam Workshop support. It's the create your own mansion mode. As Spooky's is my most popular load of videos by far, it means I absolutely will be doing videos of the Steam Workshop if there are any good maps about. Now this is a pickle, I seem to be lost. It doesn't have that everything's all one colour really, it's all just this washed out brown.
At this point, I don't get what Joey's plan is for this company. The animations sure aren't being finished on time anymore, and I certainly don't see why we need this machine. It's noisy, it's messy, and who needs that much ink anyway? Also, get this. Joey had each one of us donate something from our workstation. We put them on these little pedestals in the break room to help appease the gods, Joey says. Keep things going. I think he's lost his mind, but hey, he writes the checks. But I tell you what, if one more of these pipes burst, I'm out of here.
There's our second item, awesome. So that's the ink. I can see the music symbol here, but we can't pick anything up concerning it. This destruction in the wall, you can see the pattern is repeated constantly. I'd much rather have it so that the walls were completely clean at all, because having a clean wall repeated 50 times is a lot less obvious than having the exact same piece of destruction and repair repeated so many times. If everything's the same, then it's perfectly normal, it just looks like it's been made to a certain standard. I do get what they're trying to do with the ink all leaking everywhere, so all the pipes have burst. The idea being that this place has been abandoned, so it's all fallen into disrepair. Although if it has fallen into disrepair, I wonder who's been boarding up this wall, and why has he done such a poor job of it. I think the lighting's quite good what they've done. Just a little bit of a pity that the colour palette is so dull. It's like being in a World War II shooter with all the greys and browns everywhere. I need to find a way to get through here because I can see some stairs. I would like to go up. It appears as if I still have to acquire 4 items, which is quite a lot considering I've explored this place quite a bit now. I don't know if I'm regretting deciding to do this playthrough completely blind. I didn't expect that the start of the game would be just a series of 6 fetch quests. I grew up in the 90s with games like Resident Evil and I got really tired of all the backtracking. Resident Evil, I remember, was absolutely famous for it. Hey, there's the wrench, awesome. I really didn't like that how it blended in with the background so easily because it was the exact same colour. I really think they should have had it stick out more. It really hurts this game that there's so few colours. Like, let's see, we've got black, washed out brown, and we've got a bit more deeper browns, and that's it. It really hurts when you have to collect 6 items. There it is again, it blends in with the environment so much. Oh my, how? I thought that would be a piece of environment completely, especially considering there's environmental pieces here with the film projectors, but no. 15 minutes into this game and already it's not good. I need one more item and that's it. It appears to be ink, but I thought we've already collected ink anyway. Well, in fact there's ink absolutely everywhere because the pipes have been blown up. Oh, 2 items, sorry, we need the doll as well. Bendy, the dancing demon. Now that I know the developers are trying to screw with us, in that they're hiding the required items in the background, it does mean that I am going to be a lot more careful. There we go. It's poison. The last item we need is also the most unusual. It's a doll of Bendy. If I'd have seen the doll of the title character, I think I would have noticed it. It must be hidden somewhere. There you are, you little git.
Okay, that's all of them. Now I just need to get the ink flowing somehow. Should be a switch around here somewhere. Then I can start up the main power.
I'm really expecting Boris to come wake up in a few moments as soon as we've turned on the switch. Even though this map's really quite small, it's so easy to get lost just because the environments are all identical to each other. Everything's being constantly repeated and it makes it really difficult to navigate. There's nothing specific to make an area unique from all the rest. Dreams come true, that's a good landmark to know where you need to go, or where you want to avoid. The only problem is it's all the way down this really long hallway and you don't see it until you have actually reached the end. If it's not where you want to go, you've wasted a lot of time. Oh! Oh! Oh, that really made me jump. Oh no, it's like the It movie trailer. Have you ever seen that trailer of the remake of the Stephen King movie It, which is based on a book of the same name? They turn on a projector in the trailer. Creepy things happen. I do recommend you watch it. It's pretty cool. Whoa, those pipes look really unstable that they're juttering. I thought they'd be like solid metal pipes, but it looks like they're made of some rubber instead. What was that noise? I think we're going to say hi to Boris in a second, aren't we? He's still asleep at the moment. Video game cliches 101 says that as soon as we turn around he's going to wake up. And for some inexplicable reasons all the lights go dark to create the atmosphere of being spooky. And this ominous pipes are making some creepy noises. This is it. We're going to say hi to Boris, aren't we? No. Well, colour me surprised. But he is... Is he bleeding? Oh! God, he just squirted in my eye then. Now, I think I have to go to the dreams come true area. Why is there chase music? Nothing's after me. Go to the exit before we drown in oil, even though it wasn't actually filling up anyway. Got an achievement. Hello, Bendy. That was unusual how we were given that chase music even though he wasn't going after us at all. The creator lied to us.
This will definitely come in handy.
Clear an old path. Hint, the axe may come in handy. This would have been good for chasing where you have to destroy all of the barricades while getting chased. Amnesia: The Dark Descent as well as the Penumbra games did something similar. Where you have to get through all these barricades while something's coming after you. Oh no, I'm unconscious. My guess is that the creature that made us jump a moment ago is the true Bendy, the dancing demon.
Oh, my head. What happened? Well, I guess there's only one thing to do. Press on. See if I can find a way out.
Find an exit, tip, and axe may come in handy. These are the most obvious tips I've ever seen. Barricaded door and we've got an axe, of course the axe is going to come in handy. I'm quite surprised that this game seems to be really short and there's eyeballs here. Oh, I can collect more cans of ink. Sorry, it's not ink, it's bacon soup of all bloody things.
How did this place get so big?
What do you mean, how did this place get so big?
He appears from the shadows to rain his sweet blessings upon me. The figure of ink that shines in the darkness. I see you, my savior. I pray you hear me. Those old songs, yes, I still sing them. for I know you are coming to save me, and I will be swept into your final loving embrace. But love requires sacrifice.
Hello? Excuse me, can you help me? Hello?
Let me guess, he's going to disappear and there'll be nothing there.
Where the hell did he go?
Why am I eating these cans of soup? And Bendy respawned after I killed him. Very unusual how Bendy just constantly respawns every single time you destroy it.
Need to get power to this gate somehow. Should be a couple switches nearby. Then maybe I can open it.
Redirect power to the gate, find 3 switches, even though there's 3 buttons. Very, very weird tips this game is giving me. Switch number 1. These 2 caskets I really don't like. I wonder if I am going to get chased and have to go through the ink. Bendy in train trouble. Presented in what? Silly Vision? So now I'm looking for 3 tiny switches. Even more backtracking. Now that we're in chapter 2, this is what I've actually paid for. I do hope production values are better. At the moment they do seem to be to an extent. I still see repeated assets with that destroyed wall with the wooden planks. Bendy, of course, his cutouts being repeated, pipes are being repeated. But I dislike having to go on just fetch quests. I think it's very dull. It just pads the game out. It means the developer don't have to add new environments. And I can just keep repeating it constantly. Having the player go back and forth. I've found 2 switches, so now I'm just going to do a little bit of pixel hunting until I can find the 3rd damn one. I did expect more for this game. I thought it would be like a straight up horror instead of just roam around the same repetitive area looking for items. Oh, and every so often you get jump scared. What part about what I'm doing right now is fun, just looking at walls for a button to press and then repeating that 2 times. I am expecting another scare in this ink just because you're forced to experience it as your movement speed is so slow. But I was wrong about Boris, so I may be wrong about this too. What was that noise then? Bloody hell. The music department. Oh, new area. Awesome. Oh, that Bendy's not being repeated. So this one doesn't respawn.
So first, Joey installs this ink machine over our heads. Then it begins to leak. 3 times last month we couldn't even get out of our department because the ink had flooded the stairwell. Joey's solution? An ink pump to drain it periodically. Now I have this ugly pump switch right in my office. People in and out all day. Thanks, Joey. Just what I needed. More distractions. These stupid cartoon songs don't write themselves.
Every day the same strange thing happens. I'll be up here in my booth, the band will be swinging, and suddenly Sammy Lawrence just comes marching in and shuts the whole thing down. Tells us all to wait in the hall. Then I hear something. He starts up my projector and he dashes from the projection booth and down to the recording studio like the little devil himself was chasing behind. A few seconds later, projector turns on. But Sammy, oh no, he don't come out for a long time. He's weird. Crazy weird. I've got half a mind to talk to Mr. Joe about all this.
Looks like the stairwell's flooded. If I'm gonna get out of here, I'll need to find a way to drain it.
Funky music's playing, cool. I thought those guys were going to be infinitely respawning out of the ink, but no. When it comes to horror, a game is a lot more scarier if there are fewer enemies but they're stronger. An obvious example is the Nemesis from Resident Evil 3. And Nemesis was terrifying whenever you saw him because you knew you could never stop him. With these guys in comparison, you're killing them so fast, they don't become a threat. Because you get so used to them, and the fact that you can kill them so easily means that the horror behind them is diminished. Except for the jump scare at the very beginning.
Well, there's the pump switch, alright. But that's one hell of a leak blocking the door, though. If I could just stop that ink from flowing, maybe I can get in.
So I go to get my dustpan from the hall closet the other day, and guess what? I can't find my stupid keys. It's like they disappeared in the thin air or something. All I can think of is that they must have fallen in one of the garbage cans as I was making my rounds last week. I just hope nobody tells Sammy, because if he finds out I lost my keys again, I'm out of here.
I am curious what all the bacon soups are that I've been eating, whether it's just health or some sort of collector item. I can play this piano. Shakes like a shitting dog every time you click on it. I wonder if there's anything else I can play. Play the banjo! I do like it in games where you can play instruments.
It may only be my second month working for Joey Drew, but I can already tell I'm gonna love it here. People really seem to enjoy my Alice Angel voice. Sammy says she may be as popular as Bendy someday. These past few weeks, I voiced everything from talking chairs to dancing chickens, but this is the first character I really felt a connection with. She's a part of me. Alice and I, we're going.
We need to open the closet, and the guy did say it fell inside a garbage can. So in our current fetch quest, we have now resorted to shifting through garbage. Not exactly what I think of when I play a survival horror. Almost every single objective so far have been bloody fetch quests. Quite a shame.
Every artistic person needs a sanctuary. Joey Drew has his, and I've got mine. To enter, you need only know my favorite song. The banjo playfully plucks. The piano delicately calls. The violin shudders with a piercing voice. The bass fiddle sings with deep articulation. Sing my song, and my sanctuary will open to you.
I know there's something I've got to do in here, but I feel like I'm missing something.
The puzzle for this one is obvious. Play those instruments in the correct order. Banjo, piano, violin, bass. Everything looks the same here. The colours are all one. It's all the same colour. I can't navigate like this. We did it. To complete this puzzle, you have to turn on the projector and then you can play the song. I spent about 5 minutes wondering why it wasn't working until I decided, why don't I check the projector upstairs and see if that works.
Okay, that should do it.
Ooh, a long hallway. Is this going to be a jump scare? And it is, obviously. I hate that piercing shriek that happens. The screen's getting darker because it is possible to die. After they make you jump, they're no problem at all. They die in a single hit. Is it another jump scare time because it's a long corridor? Oh, no it isn't. Oh, yes it is. Someone hit me in the back of the head.
Rest your head. It's time for bed. There we go now, nice and tight. We wouldn't want our sheep roaming away now, would we? No, we wouldn't. I must admit, I am honored you came all the way down here to visit me. It almost makes what I'm about to do seem cruel. But the believers must honor their savior. I must have him notice me. Wait, you look familiar to me. That face. Not now, for our Lord is calling to us, my little sheep. The time of sacrifice is at hand. And then I will finally be freed from this prison, this inky, dark abyss I call a body. Shh. Quiet. Listen. I can hear him crawling above, crawling. Let us begin. The ritual must be completed. Soon he will hear me. He will set us free.
time for sleep. Rest your head. It's time for bed. In the morning, you may wake. Or in the morning, you'll be dead. Hear me, Bendy. Arise from the darkness. Arise and claim my offering. Free me, I beg you. I summon you, demon. Show your face and take this tender. No, my lord, stay back. I am your prophet.
Isn't that convenient that he left the axe right next to me? The axe is broken. Ooh! Oh nice, we actually do have a chase now. Oh wow, he is on my arse. I don't want to turn around, just want to run.
Hello? Someone there? I know you're in here. Come out and show yourself. Boris?
I knew it! That was an interesting ending, quite a cliffhanger. It seems that most of this game was done by some guy called The Meatly, all one word, whereas everyone else gets an actual name instead of some user identity. Oh, a lot of these cartoon drawings, they're pretty cool. If they do make a chapter 3, I'll definitely play it. If it follows chapter 1 and 2 though, it'll be quite a short experience. Really hope they mix up what the quests are going to be, so that it isn't just a series of fetch quests where you're just looking for items. And there's a guy, that Sammy dude. Looks like Bendy just turned him into a pile of sludge. Right, that's Bendy in the Ink Machine. I'll see you when I do my next game, which may be Perception. I'll have a look at my Steam library. I also need to do RimWorld, so I haven't forgotten those of you who have been asking about why haven't I done a part 3 of RimWorld. Anyway, take care.